بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد المصطفى وعلى آله ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. So our lesson today, we'll try to finish off this topic of العوامل على الجملة الاسمية ثلاثة أقسام. The modifiers of the nominal sentences are three categories. So just as a quick reminder, especially for those who perhaps not familiar with this, what is al-jumlatul ismiya? So I'll answer it. Al-jumlatul ismiya تتكون من جزئين. The nominal sentence is comprised of two parts. الجزء الأول, the first part, المبتدأ, the mubtada, which literally means the thing that you begin with. الشيء الذي تبتدئ به, the thing that you begin with. So you just mention something, you say a word, اسم, and then after that, تخبرنا عن الاسم. You say something that is خبر, that gives us information about that اسم, about that mubtada. So it's made up of two parts. الجملة الاسمية تتكون من جزئين, المبتدأ أو المبتدأ والخبر. The nominal sentence is made up of two parts, the mubtada and the khabar. Now that sounds very complicated, but it's as easy as saying Muhammadun Rasulullah. Muhammad is the mubtada and the khabar is Rasulullah, messenger of Allah. Or you say Al-waladu zakiyun. Al-waladu is mubtada, zakiyun is khabar. So that's a quick reminder. Then last week what we did is the first modifier of the jumlatul ismiya, inna wa akhawatuha, inna and her sisters. Inna is harf tawkid. It's a harf for emphasizing the sentence. And what it does, inna wa akhawatuha تنصب المبتدا اسما لها وترفع الخبر خبرا لها. That Inna and her sisters, the sisters are Anna, Lakinna, Ka'anna, Layta, La'alla, and La Anafiyatu lil-Jins, and we went through all of those. They make the mubtada mansub with a fatha. And by the way, saying with a fatha is just an example because there are many alamat nasb. But that's the base. That's in most cases. They make the mubtada mansub and they make the khabar marfu'a. We finished that last week. We went over that. Quick reminder of examples. Allahu wasi'un. That's a sentence. We say inna Allaha wasi'un. Now you can say alimun also. You can remove it to simplify the sentence. So when we put inna, the word Allah, which is the mubtada, becomes mansub. The same thing, adhabullahi shadid, the punishment of Allah is severe. When we put lakinna in front, lakinna adhaballahi shadid. As-sa'atu qarib, la'alla as-sa'ata qarib. La rayba fihi, raybun fihi. La rayba fihi. Now we're going to do the opposite. The opposite occurs. So this is the second category. The second category, kana wa akhawatuha. Oh, first, before I move on to the second category, any questions about the first category?
Yeah, could you kindly name the slowly names of the inna, akhawatu inna?
They're here.
Yeah, I want to write them. I keep on forgetting.
You don't have to write them. Don't write them. I'll show you what we do.
Go ahead.
No. One sec.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Let me minimize that. I just pasted it in the document. You can have it there later.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, coming back to kana wa akhawatuha has the opposite effect. Kana literally means was or he was. Wa akhawatuha amsa, asbaha, adha, zalla, bata, sara, laysa, and mazala, all of it is a, excuse me, let me put the separation here. Mazala is one phrase. Man fakka, ma fati'a, and ma bariha, or ma bariha and ma dama. I'll explain each of these when we talk about them, their meanings and how they're used. So you take al-jumlatul ismiya and you place kana in front of that sentence, and then it makes the mubtada marfu'a, the opposite of what inna does. Inna makes the mubtada mansub, and it makes the khabar marfu'a. Kana does the opposite. It makes the mubtada marfu'a, and it makes the khabar mansub. So if we were to say an-nasu ummatun wahidatun, so let's imagine kana is not there, right? So I gray out kana. Imagine it's not there. We'll say kana, sorry, an-nasu ummatun wahidatun. الناس أمة واحدة. هذه جملة اسمية. Why? Where is the مبتدا? من يقول أين المبتدا من الناس أمة واحدة? Who would answer? Nobody?
An-nasu is mubtada
Okay. And it's marfu'a.
and it's marfu'a.
Okay. And then
The second part is khabar.
where is the khabar?
Can you repeat the sentence again? An-nasu
Ummatun wahida.
ummatul wasita. Umma is a khabar.
Umma is khabar.
Yes.
Wahidatun is sifa. It's an adjective. So an-nasu, the sentence in its simplest form is an-nasu ummatun. People is one nation. People are one nation. Ummatun wahidatun. Wahidatun, you can say it's for emphasis or you can say it's sifa. Or we could call it atfu bayan also. But anyway, don't worry about that. So the khabar is umma, nas is mubtada. When you put kana in front, look what happens. Kana nasu, and nasu remains marfu'a. And ummatun becomes ummatan. And of course, the sifat tatba'u al-mawsuf, we say ummatan wahidatan. Kana nasu ummatan wahidatan. Kana Allahu ghafuran. Inna Allaha kana wasi'an hakiman. Excuse me. So the mubtada is the ism of kana and it's marfu', and the khabar is the khabar of kana and it is mansub. So that's the opposite effect, and it's easy. All the sisters of kana perform the same action. Just like kana, the rest of them do the same thing. My question is, very simple question. Did anybody not understand what kana did on the nominal sentence?
Made the ism marfu.
No, no, no. The question was, do you not understand? So the answer has to be yes or no. That's a confusing one time.
What was the question?
Did you not understand? If you say yes, it means you didn't understand. If you say no, it means you understood, because that's a double negative. No, I did not understand. I understood. Anyway, so kana, I'll tell you some more about kana. Kana is called فعل ناقص. All of these words are أفعال, they are verbs. They are called incomplete verbs. أفعال ناقصة. Why are they called incomplete? When you have a verb, what are you supposed to have with the verb?
Because they don't make a sense alone.
Subject.
No. You're supposed to have a subject. Every verb, every action must have an actor. That's simple philosophy, right? You cannot see a drink without a drinker. Drink, I mean the action of drinking. You can't see a punch without a puncher, or a kick without a kicker. Even if it's a ghost, there is a kicker. So every action must have an actor. Every verb must have a doer. Well, these verbs don't have subjects. They don't have what we call فاعل. So you have فعل وفاعل. لكل فعل فاعل. Every verb must have a فاعل. We don't have فاعل for كان and for أمسى and أصبح and أضحى and ظل and بات and صار and all the rest of them when they're used in this manner. So they are incomplete verbs. That's what it means. أمسى أصبح أضحى بات are used to tell the time in which the thing become like that. Amsa from masa, which means in the evening. Asbaha from sabah, which means in the morning. Adha from duha, which means early morning. Bata from night. The word bata means to spend the night. So amsa means the person became such and such, or the thing happened in the evening. Asbaha in the morning, adha early morning, bata at night. So these four designate the time at which the ism became the khabar. The ism qualified with the khabar. So let me explain that. Now, that's what they originally mean, but generally they used to mean it just became like that. So you can translate all of these as became, and you don't have to specify the time, but that's the only difference. They all mean the same thing. Amsa, asbaha, adha, and bata.
But they are also zarf zaman.
You can say that. You can say zarf zaman also, because they express the time at which the action transpired. But let's look what the action is. Let's take, for example, Fuadu Ummi Musa Farighun. Fuadu Ummi Musa. So let's take out Asbaha and make it grayed out, as if it's not there. Fuad means what? The heart. The heart, the mind. Ummi Musa, the mother of Musa. The heart of the mother of Musa. Musa's mother heart. That's the mubtada. Fuad is mudaf. Ummi Musa mudaf ilay. Mudaf. Musa mudafun ilay. But the whole thing, al-mudaf ilay, is mubtada. Fuad Ummi Musa, the heart of Musa's mother, farighun, was empty. Farighun. What does it mean, farighun? She felt that emptiness. This happened when she put the baby in the tabut, and Musa alayhi salam in the tabut, and set him floating down river. Can you imagine the state of mind of the mother. So Allah is saying her heart is empty. But then he didn't say that. He said, أصبح فؤاد أم موسى فارغا. فارغا. What did I do? The heart of the mother of Musa became empty. That's what asbaha means. Became empty. So it was not empty before. Huh? It was not empty before. Empty here, of course, not literally. What it means is that she felt this emptiness within her mind. She felt something was wrong, something is out of place, she's not happy. That's what it's saying. So أصبح فؤاد أم موسى فارغا. فؤاد أم موسى is the مبتدا, it remains مرفوع, that's the ضمة here. And فارغا is the khabar. It becomes mansub. Let me give you a simpler example. I'll go ahead and write a simple example here for you. Al-Muslimu or Muhammadun. Let's say Muhammadun. Muhammadun. This is marfu. Muhammadun qa'imun. Qa'imun. What does it mean, Muhammadun qa'imun? Literally, it means Muhammad is standing, but we use it to mean praying. Allah says in Quran, وَهُوَ قَائِمٌ يُصَلِّي فِي الْمِحْرَابِ, talking about Zakaria, وَهُوَ قَائِمٌ, and he is standing, praying. So we use the expression standing to mean praying. قَدْ قَامَتِ الصَّلَاةِ, Salah has stood up. So here قائم means is praying. Muhammadun qa'imun, Muhammad is praying. We do i'rab of that, we say Muhammadun mubtada qa'imun khabarun. محمد مبتدا مرفوع وعلامة الرفع ضمته على آخره قائم خبر مرفوع وعلامة الرفع ضمته على آخره. So all we have here is مبتدا and خبر. If we put the word bata, let's take the word bata. So we take the word bata and I'll put in the vowels. Bata Muhammadun qa'iman. Bata Muhammadun qa'iman. What does that mean? Muhammad spent the night praying, standing. Are you following me?
Yeah, yeah.
So we put bata in front of al-jumlatul ismiya. It makes the mubtada marfu, or it leaves the mubtada marfu, however you want to express that. Same end result. And it makes the khabar mansub. The same for amsa. We can say amsa Muhammadun qa'iman. He spent the evening praying. Asbaha Muhammadun qa'iman. In the morning he was praying. Adha Muhammadun qa'iman. He prayed at the time of duha. Let's keep this one example right here. Let's take zalla. Zalla. Zalla Muhammadun. Sorry. Zalla Muhammadun qa'iman. Zalla means to remain. So he was and he still is. See the difference in meaning? Zalla wajuhuhu muswaddan. His face remains darkened. This is talking about the Arabs when they get what they consider bad news that the wife delivered a girl. This is in Quran, ayah Quran. Sara mean became, but no specific time. Sara Muhammadun qa'iman. Sara Muhammadun qa'iman. Laisa is to negate. Laisa means not. Laisa means not. Laisa Oops, not that. ليس محمد قائما. Muhammad is not praying. ليس قائما. Muhammad is not standing. For example, we can say, if to make this ليس محمد, and if we're talking about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we can say a sentence like كذابا, for example. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not a liar. They used to say he's a liar. He's not a liar. He's really the messenger of Allah. ليس محمد كذابا. So that's negating the thing. ما زال means, this is ما زال. ما زال means, okay. Let me explain ما زال, ما انفك, ما فتئ, ما برح, ما دام. These words all have ma in front of them. Ma means like la. Here ma is ma an-nafiya. Ma an-nafiya, to negate. Zala means to stop. Zala means to disappear, to be removed, to stop being, to be eradicated. For example, let's say you had a mark on your face, you know, whatever, and then you wash it off. We say the mark zala, it is removed. See that? Infakka, same meaning. Infakka means to split apart, to be removed. Fati'a, same thing, to disappear. Bariha, same thing. Leave madama until the ending. That's different. When we put ma, it becomes the opposite. Ma zala means it didn't remove. Man fakka, it didn't remove. Ma fati'a, it didn't remove. Ma bariha, it didn't remove. What these mean? They remain. So all four of these mean to remain. They're used for the same meaning, to remain. So we say ma zala Muhammadun qa'iman. Muhammad is still praying. So let's say you walked in the room and you saw Muhammad praying. Huh? And then somebody say, what's Muhammad doing? He said, ma zala qa'iman. He's still praying, meaning he hasn't stopped praying. Literally what it means, he hasn't stopped. But what comes to mind is he still is. But it means the same thing. He has not stopped. Ma zala. Ma zala. Zala means to change or to be removed. Ma zala is used to mean to remain. So ma zala Muhammadun qa'iman. Muhammad is still praying. Man fakka Muhammadun qa'iman. Muhammad is still praying. Ma fati'a Muhammadun qa'iman. He's still praying. Ma bariha Muhammadun qa'iman. He's still praying. Are you following? Ma dama is used for a different meaning. Ma dama mean as long as. Dama means to remain forever. For example, we say هذا شيء دائم. الجنة دائمة. Jannah will be forever. Ma dama mean as long as. As long as. So you can say something like, remain quiet, madama Muhammadun qa'iman. Remain quiet, uskutu, madama Muhammadun qa'iman. Remain quiet, be silent, as long as Muhammad is praying. Madama Muhammadun qa'iman, uskutu. As long as he's praying, remain quiet. Imagine the dad is praying in the house and the mom says to the kid. That's the utilization of these words. So now what I'm expressing there are the meanings and the utilization. Those will come about with examples and by usage. What you need to understand from this lesson, I don't expect you to remember all these words and their utilizations. What I want you to remember is just one thing, is that these words, kana and the sisters of kana, would be placed in front of Jumlatul Ismiya, and what would be the effect? Anyone other than Abbas? I know you got it. You said it already. Someone else, come on. Yeah, Nasir. Ane, Arabi.
It'll make the
one second. أنت عربي.
من؟
عربي هو عربي.
من العربي؟
Arabi is this friend here, this one here in the number 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Arabi. Are you seeing the mouse? Nasir. Oh boy.
نعم يا شيخ.
This is
نعم.
Arabi here. He's in Trinidad, by the way. This is my buddy in Trinidad. You came in
أيوة
late.
ما شاء الله.
Yeah. So,
nice to meet you.
Oh, by the way, I noticed something. You all got on without problem today. The link and the password worked? Right?
Alhamdulillah.
Yep, we didn't ask
Ah,
anything.
No issues.
Alhamdulillah, very good. Very good. عربي أنت عربي إذا عليك أن تتكلم بالعربية. You're Arab. That's what Arabi means, Arab. Go ahead, Nasir. Go ahead. So what is the effect of putting Kana or her sisters on a Jumla Ismiya? Hello? Nasir?
It gives it a time frame. That's why you put kana
No, that's the meaning. I'm talking about the effect so far as grammar is concerned. The grammatical effect, I should rephrase my sentence. What is the grammatical effect of putting kana on Jumla Ismiya?
It makes the it makes the subject marfu' and the khabar mansub.
Correct, that's it. So it makes the mubtada marfu' and it makes the khabar mansub. That's all. All the rest that I explained there has to do with the meanings and the utilizations of these words.
Now I don't fully understand what that means because I wasn't in the prior classes, but I'm determined to find out, inshallah. But I was taking notes, so
now this has nothing to do with the prior classes. This is only with this class. You have a Jumla Ismiya and you put any one of these words in front of them, they would make the Mubtada Marfu' and they would make the Khabar Mansub. That's it. What do they mean? You would use, when you use them, you'll understand them.
got it.
I'll give you an example of each of them, but I repeated the example using Muhammadun Qa'iman, and that's pretty much it. ظَلَّ وَجْهُهُ مُسْوَدًّا, his face remains darkened. لَيْسَ مَصْرُوفًا عَنْهُمْ, لَيْسَ مَصْرُوفًا عَنْهُمْ, it wouldn't be deflected from them. لَيْسَ مَصْرُوفًا, مَصْرُوف means to be deflected. عَنْهُمْ, what it is speaking about, it's talking the punishment of Allah for the disbelievers. وأوصاني بالصلاة والزكاة ما دمت حيا. These are parts of the word, this here, part of what Isa alayhi salam said. He said, وأوصاني, and Allah has advised me or commanded me, بالصلاة, to do salah, والزكاة, and to give zakah, ما دمت حيا, ما دمت حيا, as long as I'm alive. So this dumtu is the first person singular past tense of dama. Dumtu, I remain alive. So that's kana wa akhawatuha. I know it's a lot, and I'm afraid I'm confusing you guys, but you don't have to remember everything. What you have to remember is the primary lesson. The primary lesson is when kana and her sisters placed in front of a Jumlatul Ismiya, the Mubtada remains marfu or becomes marfu, and the Khabar becomes mansub. That's it.
Sheikh, if we put kana in the beginning, doesn't it make us Jumla failure?
If you put? No. The only way kana would be Jumla fi'aliya is if there is no sentence after it. So you use kana as, kana can be used as a verb if you have a fa'il, it's very complex actually. I can give you an example. It's not used in the language as a verb. It's used as an incomplete verb. فعل ناقص. We always, I'm actually scanning in my head the Quran. You cannot find an example. I'll search of kana being used as a verb. It's used as a verb. I mean a complete verb. It's used as an incomplete verb. It is still a verb. Kana is still a verb. But it's not a complete verb. It's an incomplete verb. What do we mean incomplete? There is no fa'il. There is a mubtada and there's a khabar. Anyway, let's go to the third category. So quick reminder, العوامل على الجملة الاسمية ثلاثة أقسام. The modifiers of the nominal sentences are three categories. The first category, Inna and her sisters. Second category, Kana and her sisters. What do? Inna and her sisters make the mubtada mansub and the khabar marfu. Kana does the opposite. Kana and her sisters, they make the mubtada marfu and the khabar mansub. Now we come to the third category, Zanna wa akhawatuha. Zanna means to assume. To assume. To make an assumption. For example, I'll give you in English so you understand the meaning of what we're talking about. For example, let's say you saw a guy and he dressed real shabby, but he's very wealthy. So you say ظننته فقيرا. ظننت زيدا فقيرا. I thought that Zaid is poor because the way he dressed. Huh? That's the word ظن, how it's used. ظننت زيدا فقيرا. I thought that Zaid is poor because he dressed like a poor man, but he's really rich. That's what ظن means. ظن means to assume something, and of course it implies that your assumption is wrong. So let's take the sentence Zaidun, let's take ظن and gray that out as if it's not there. Okay, let's take the sentence now. We'll say Zaidun alimun. Zaidun, sorry, alimun. What does that mean? Who will do i'rab of the sentence Zaidun alimun? Man yu'ribu jumlata Zaidun alimun? Shaka, I'm not hearing much from you. Raza, are you there also?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm following. I'm trying to follow.
Okay. This will come about with more exposure. Raza, are you there? Are you there? I'm going to assume you fell asleep. Anyway, who will do i'rab of Zaidun alimun?
زيد اسم مبتدا مرفوع وعلامة الرفع الضمة على آخره.
ما شاء الله أحسنت يا بني. Yeah. أنا عالم.
عالم اسم أم صفة.
Nope.
لا خبر.
خبر و خبر مرفوع خبر نعت.
No. You're trying too hard. We have مبتدا and خبر. That's it.
Okay.
زايد is مبتدا, عالم is خبر.
خبر مرفوع.
أيوة. وعلامة الرفع الضمة على آخره.
الضمة على آخره. أيوة.
Yeah. So زايد مبتدا, عالم خبر. Now, if we put ظن in front of that, this is what happens. ظن, okay, ظن means he thought. ظننت means what?
I thought.
I thought. So the fa'il is, where is the fa'il for ظن? مستتر. Yes. زيد ظننت زيدا عالما. I thought that Zaid was a scholar. Sorry. ظننت زيدا عالما. So you see what happened? What happened there? When you put ظن in front of الجملة الاسمية تنصب المبتدأ اسما لها وتنصب الخبر خبرا لها. So it made both mansub. The mubtada and the khabar both became mansub. Are you following that?
No. But Sheikh, Zanna is the sister of Kana, so it should
No.
not do that.
No. Dhanna is not her sister. They're cousins.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
cousins. Distant cousin, yeah.
So
From
this is a third
from the
type
mother
of.
side.
This is a third the group of sisters.
That is correct. This is a third group of modifiers of the nominal sentence. The first group, inna wa akhawatuha. The second group, kana wa akhawatuha. The third group, zanna wa akhawatuha. So zanna is a ringleader. She has her own sisters. Yeah. So zanna, inna wa akhawatuha makes the mubtada mansub and the khabar marfu. Kana wa akhawatuha does the opposite. The mubtada is marfu and the khabar is mansub. But zanna wa akhawatuha said, that's not good enough for me. Both of you all become mansub. Both the mubtada and the khabar becomes mansub. Zanantu zaydan aliman. Zanantu zaydan aliman. إنهم يرونه بعيدا. إنهم يرونه بعيدا. إنهم is for emphasis. So I'll just eliminate that to simplify the sentence. يرونه, I'll separate that. يرون, who here means يوم القيامة. Who is يوم القيامة. يوم القيامة بعيد. يوم القيامة بعيد. This يوم القيامة مبتدا مضاف إليه, it's مبتدا. بعيد is خبر. يوم القيامة بعيد. Now we're only saying this sentence for the example. But that phrase is wrong actually. يوم القيامة is not بعيد, it's near. And you'll understand it when we put يرون. يرونه إنهم, Allah is talking about people, human beings. They think, they see, يرون mean they see. They see يوم القيامة as بعيد. إنهم يرون يوم القيامة بعيدا. They see يوم القيامة as far. Allah says إنهم يرونه بعيدا وَنَرَاهُ قَرِيبًا. They see it as far, but we see it as near. For us human beings, Yawm al-Qiyamah looks as if it's so far away. But Allah is saying, from my perspective, it is near. When you look at the big scheme of time, of this universe, for instance, the distance or the time from now to Yawm al-Qiyamah is very, very tiny, insignificant sliver of time compared to the huge scheme of time.
Sheikh, what does yarawna mean again? I'm sorry.
They see. But so the word, okay, one second. This is a dhanna wa akhawatuha. One of the words is hasiba, khala, za'ama, ra'a, and I says al-ilmiya. I can put that in parentheses actually. Al-ilmiya. What does it mean, ra'a al-ilmiya? Ra'a al-ilmiya, ra'a when it's used to mean no. Ra'a means to see. Ra'a means to see. But even in English, we use see to mean no. I see what you're saying. Don't we say that? I see that you're awake, meaning I know that you're awake. We don't really mean I see with my eyes. For example, somebody call you up, right? And they say, I'm awake. Say, I see that. I see that you're awake. Now, you're not even seeing the person. They're on the phone. You're hearing them. But what you mean, I know. Huh? So here, ra'a here means seeing, that means knowing. Al-ilmiya means to know, to mean to know. رَأَيْتُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ بَعِيدًا. I saw the day of judgment as being far. يَرَوْنَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ بَعِيدًا. They see the day of judgment as being far. Another example. فَإِنْ عَلِمْتُمُوهُنَّ مُؤْمِنَاتٍ. This here is actually a little complex. This is a hard example. I'll say it, and this stuff is being recorded. If you're if you don't get it, we'll post it online and you can review it. But it will come after time. This is a complex example. I'll try to simplify it for you. Let's separate this word. I'll just separate this and grade this out. I'll explain why. Hunna means what? They. Hunna is dhamir. It's a pronoun for a group of women. Hunna mu'minatun. That's the original form of the sentence. So we say hunna. This is complex. Let's see if anybody can do i'rab of this. Brother Abbas, give it a shot. Hunna mu'minatun. I'll make it easy for you. Hunna is mubtada and mu'minat is khabar. But I want you to do the i'rab now.
موطوف على دهن مؤمنات موطوف على هن.
Nope, you're complicating it. I already told you hunna is mubtada and mu'minat is khabar. What I want you to do is the i'rab. Listen to the i'rab. hunna dhamirun munfasilun mubtada'un في محل الرفع مبني على الفتحة. So we say hunna is in the place of rafa, but it's mabni in fatha. That's what I wanted to hear. It's in the place of raf, not the state of raf. It's in the place of raf, but it's mabni. Remember, it cannot be you cannot say it's marfu. We cannot say hunna is marfu. Why? Because it's mabni. And the word can either be mu'rabun or mabni. It cannot be both. But you can say it's in the state of raf. It's in the place of a word that should be marfu, but it's mabni. So hunna is mubtada في محل الرفع مبني على الفتحة والنون. Go ahead, what you wanted to say? There's nothing to add to that. It's very simple. Anyway, so we have mubtada and we have khabar. Hunna mu'minatun. Hunna, who is it referring to? Well, you have to know the ayah. This ayah is in Suratul Mumtahina. This surah is also called Suratul Mumtahana. Al-Mumtahana is the woman who migrated, who made hijrah from Mecca to Al-Madinah. The Muslim woman who made hijrah from Mecca to Al-Madinah, when she arrived in Al-Madinah, she has to be tested. Her iman is tested. Mumtahana means the one who is tested. What does it mean tested? You ask her questions to see if she really is a believing woman. You ask her question to see if she really is a Muslimah, she really is mu'minah. Just so you understand, I'll give you quick historical context, but I don't want to do tafsir of the ayah, so I wouldn't talk too much about it. In the 6th year of Hijrah, there was a treaty called Al-Hudaybiyah between the Meccans and the Prophet ﷺ and the companions and the Muslims. The treaty, part of the treaty, was that if any person migrated from Al-Madinah to Mecca, the Meccans don't have to send them back. But if anyone migrated from Mecca to Al-Madinah, the Muslims have to send them back. Then, when Muslim women came and the Prophet ﷺ wanted to send them back. Allah sent down this surah, Surah Al-Mumtahina, and said, nope, not Muslim women. Test them. If they really are believers, don't send them back. Allah says, لا هن حل لهم ولا هم يحلون لهن. They are not halal for these women, and these women are not halal for them. If they're really Muslim women, don't send them back. So this ayah here, this ayah says, فَإِنْ عَلِمْتُمْ. You can mute your things there until you're ready to talk. فَإِنْ عَلِمْتُمُهُنَّ مُؤْمِنَاتٍ. If you see them as, if you know them as believers. So here we put fa حرف العطف, inna حرف الشرط, it's a condition. علمتم, علمتم. This is originally, this here is originally علمتم. علمتم, you know. So I'm separating it so you can see. Alimtum, you know. But know here means to know something as something. You know them as believing women. So the original form of this sentence would be فَإِنْ عَلِمْتُمْ هُنَّ مُؤْمِنَاتٍ. So what happens here is both the mubtada becomes mansub and the khabar. Now, the mubtada doesn't become mansub, it becomes in a state of nasb. So now with the way we will do i'rab of this, we would say علمتم فعل فعل ماض مبني على السكون دخلت على جملة اسمية فنصبت المبتدا اسما لها والخبر خبرا لها. So the way we will say this is هن is اسم علمتم في محل النصب مبني على الفتحة. You see what we did there, Abbas? We don't say it's في محل الرفع anymore. It's في محل النصب. Why? Because علمتم is placed in front of it. And مؤمنات is mansub, and جمع مؤنث السالم becomes mansub with kasra. This is something we learn later. That the perfect plural for feminine, which is to add on the alif and ta, becomes mansub with kasra. It's marfu' with dhamma, and it's mansub and majroor with kasra. This is strange. Normally it would be mansub with fatha, right? Oops, sorry. Normally it would be mansub with fatha, but that's not permissible here. Jam mu'annath salim is mansub with kasra. But don't worry about that right now. Let me just show you something that happened. Now this damir is munfasil. If you want to make it muttasil, we add on that waw. Alimtumuhunna, and we remove the space. That's why alimtumu. Alimtumuhunna. That's what happened there. Is we take the damir hunna and we make it muttasil. So that's why that waw is added on there. This waw here is not part of the verb. It is only added on for what we call it the solid damir, for connecting the pronoun to the verb. This is a complex example. I'll just do it in English so you follow. They are Muslim women. If you see them as Muslim women, if you recognize that they're Muslim women, after having tested them, don't return them to the disbelievers. فَإِنْ عَلِمْتُمُهُنَّ مُؤْمِنَاتٍ فَلَا تَرْجِعُوهُنَّ إِلَى الْكُفَّارِ. That's the ending of the ayah. فَلَا تَرْجِعُوهُنَّ إِلَى الْكُفَّارِ. Don't return them to the disbelievers. Wow. تَجِدُوهُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ هُوَ خَيْرًا. That's another example. Kind of complex. فَجَعَلْنَاهُ هَبَاءً مَنْثُورًا. Oh, تَجِدُوهُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ هُوَ خَيْرًا. You will find it in Allah that it is better. This is talking about when you get sadaqah. فَجَعَلْنَاهُ هَبَاءً مَنْثُورًا. And we made it haba. It here is talking about the actions of the disbelievers. The pronoun here is talking about the actions of the disbelievers. Haba, and haba is the dust particles that you see floating in the air. So if the room is kind of dark inside and there is a ray of light that sunlight that beams in through a window or somewhere, and you see dust particles in the air. Do you remember seeing that? Do you see that? You know what I'm talking about? Huh? Someone said something? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, right? That is haba. Haba is the dust particles that you see in the air in the beam of the sunlight. Mansur means to be scattered. That is a sifa for haba. The sentence would be huwa mansur. Haba. Huwa haba'un. Let me remove all the extra stuff. Huwa haba'un. Huwa is referring to the actions of the disbelievers. Let's gray out ja'alnahu for now. Huwa haba'un. It is haba. Their action is haba, meaning what? It has no weight, it has no value. They're just floating around. They're light, they're insignificant. You can't even see them except with the ray of light. That's what this characterization implies, is that the people who disbelieve in Allah without iman, your actions is of very or no value, is of no value, little value. Yawm al-Qiyamah it's speaking about. Allah says, Haba'un mansurun. Mansur means scattered. Allah says, we made it. Faja'alnahu. We made their action haba'an mansuran. I'm going to bring back that without having to type, so I'll just do it the lazy way. Undo. Faja'alnahu, then we made it haba'an. So who here? I will do i'rab of this here. I know it's going to be a little complex. Listen, if you remember, great. If not, don't worry about it too much. Let's try this one here. Fa. Harful of.
Sheikh, we may have to break in a minute or so. It's Maghrib time here.
No problem. Let me finish this i'rab and we'll stop here.
Okay. Okay.
For salah. جعلنا فعل ماض مبني على السكون. هو ضمير متصل اسم جعلنا في محل النصب مبني على الضمة. هباء خبر جعلنا منصوب وعلامة النصب الفتحة على آخره. منصور صفة هباء والصفة تتبع الموصوف في 4 ومنها الإعراب فهذا منصوب وهذا منصوب. Anyway, that's kind of complicated. And the rest of the verbs are the same. Hasiba means to think that something is something. Za'ama is to assume. Khala is not used in the Arabic language a lot. Za'ama, to assume that something is something. Alima, to know that something is something. Wajada is to find something as something. Ittakhadha is to make something something. Ja'ala is to make something something. Sami'a is to hear that something is something. I heard that Muhammad is truthful, or Muhammad is a messenger. So these verbs are just like dhanna, in that when they are placed in front of jumlatul ismiya, they make the mubtada mansub and they make the khabar mansub. That's all you have to remember. Dhanna, hasiba, khala, za'ama, ra'a, alima, wajada, ittakhadha, ja'ala, and sami'a. All of these verbs, when they're placed in front of the nominal sentence, they make both the mubtada and the khabar mansub. If you remember that part, that's all you have to remember. I know it's a lot introducing all of these words and their meanings and utilizations at the same time, but that's all you have to remember. And we stop here for those who have to do salah. And by the way, it is 7 a.m. here where I am, so I just did Fajr already. So I'll wait for you guys to do salah and then we'll continue. Pause the recording.
It's 8 o'clock.